Hello.
Hello.
What? What's so funny?
It's just weird.
I don't understand.
Hello.
Hello.
No, it's like, hello.
Or like Cyril from Archer.
I don't watch Archer. We've been through this.
Fuck, we have. We talk about so many things. How the fuck am I supposed to keep it all?
I feel like we just talked about Archer, though, like last week.
We talk about so many things. How the fuck am I supposed to keep it so?
That's true. I don't even really remember. I know we mentioned it at some point, but I don't know when it was.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's a character on Archer.
On Archer.
Can I say something
Really?
real quick before we get started?
Sure.
I want to document it, even though like nobody's watching. I want to do it for myself. Until Nico Harrison resigns, is fired,
Who's that?
or goes to jail,
Okay.
I will no longer watch the Mavericks play, nor will I buy any Mavericks merchandise.
Yeah, why'd they trade him? What happened over
They
there?
traded him because the story, as far as I know it, and this is just like, this is between like some quick Google searches and talking with Kirby, is that the owners that bought it from Mark Cuban are like casino people or whatever, and they wanted to try to legalize gambling in Texas to build a casino resort adjacent or connecting to the American Airlines Center.
What does that have to do with?
And when that wasn't working, they tried to relocate the team to Vegas, which I don't know, there might still be trying to do. But the GM, Nico Harrison, I think they're trying to torpedo the Mavericks in Dallas to give them an incentive to move to Vegas.
Didn't they get in trouble like 2 seasons ago for benching their guys to get better draft picks?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got in trouble.
Was it the Mavs that did that?
Yeah, Jason Kidd did it. He like benched a bunch of really good players, got hurt.
Well,
and then they just like tanked and then got better draft picks.
I kind of hope that, yeah, that sucks. But he gave away our star player. He sent him, so like a whole bunch of other owners, coaches, GMs, whatever, were asked, what would you do for Luka? And they all said everything. Like, we'd give everything that we could to get Luka. The deal was only open to the Lakers. I think Nico Harrison, according to Kirby, Nico Harrison is best friend with the GM of the Lakers and just said, hey, you want Luka? He's like, yeah, sure. You know what we got? Fucking Anthony Davis.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy with the monobrow or unibrow. I don't know if...
I know nothing about basketball.
Well, the bottom line is Luka was given away. He didn't want to go. He was unaware of the trade. I will not be a Mavericks fan until something is done about Nico Harrison. Fuck that guy. I love the team. I do. I'm a huge fan of Kyrie Irving. I have been before he came to Dallas. Love Klay Thompson. Have been since he was with the Warriors. Our team has a lot of really good guys on it.
-1.
but he was our franchise player. Like, he was the most important player we had, and we basically just handed the Lakers like 5 championships.
I was talking to one day and they were like, yeah, I just saw it. What's his name? What was his name?
Luka Doncic.
Yeah, just saw him in, the Chipotle on 7th and University.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah, I just saw Luka Doncic. Is that his name? In the
so.
Chipotle off 7th. And I was like, why
You
the
did
fuck
not.
would he be in the Chipotle off 7th?
100% you did not.
I forgot who said that to me, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, move the mic away from your face. I want to try something. Well, not like speak into it like I do.
Okay.
Keep going.
I'm talking.
There we go. See, we're good now.
Okay.
We're good now.
If I do this, is it going to be a problem, though?
You're going to peak a lot, yeah.
Because I do that sometimes. Okay. I'll try.
Do.
I do. Peep, peep,
You're a
poo, poo.
singer. You just, when you and you won't peak,
I've never sang with like a microphone in my hand, though.
Really? Ever?
I mean, I have, but I was never in like bands. I
when you yell,
was on stage.
Farther away, you won't peak. Please, right now.
No, I wouldn't yell. No.
Anyway, long story short, I am personally boycotting them. I actually, all of my hats, I took them off my hat rack and boxed them up today.
Insane.
I can't. It's
Oh, you know what you made space for? Bills hats.
I do need to get a couple of those. Yes, I do.
Now's the time. End of the season. Probably get a good deal.
Probably yes. Anyway, so that's just what I wanted to say for posterity.
Oh, I forgot my cup holder.
Why would you do that?
It's over there on the other end because I sit over there more.
Right. Do you want to get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hold it for you.
It's like really slippery. Watch.
It is kind of slippery. That's weird. Why is it so slippery?
I don't know. Maybe it's the logo, like the label. Because it was just sitting right here. I don't know why it would be slippery.
That's really slippery. It's slippery when wet.
I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to what's happening right now. Please stop. You're making everyone uncomfortable. And by everyone, me. Stop.
I heard you put on quite a performance, Macwell.
What episode where he's like...
Yeah, it's that episode.
Is it that episode?
Yeah, it's the episode where like Dee's pregnant and they try to figure it out. And he's like, I heard you gave quite a performance, Macwell.
The golf class. That's the one. There's like bloopers of that scene, I think, that are really fucking funny.
It's so funny because like all the bloopers when he says you will call her are so much more subdued. And the one they used in the film was just outrageous. You will call her! Jesus, man. All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the... No, he goes... Those guys are so fucking weird. Oh, I'm going to be sick. Don't flush. Fucking, I love... That's, I think, my favorite moment of that show is that right there. What have you been watching this week?
That's what I'm looking up. I'm looking. Finished Twin Peaks, all of it at this point.
Even the bad ones?
I don't know how to feel.
Even the bad ones?
I need to rewatch the new season. I think that's what it is. I think David Lynch really just stuck up his middle finger and he was like, you all want nostalgia?
I'll give you nostalgia.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to give you a finger up the pooper. That's what I'm going to give you.
One more time, right up the poop chute.
So I was waiting for nostalgia and it never came. So I think I need to rewatch it. I watched both My Bloody Valentines.
You like the remake though, right?
I do.
With Jensen Ackles?
I do. The changes. So the changes they made to the story, I think, make it better, but they almost completely remove Valentine's Day from the storyline, which is stupid.
Yeah.
So if they just put that back in a little bit more, I think it would be 100% better than the original.
Okay.
I watched the Twilight Zone movie. I feel like we've talked about the Twilight Zone movie before.
I don't think we have. I know we've talked about the Twilight Zone because
Yeah.
I got it all on Blu-ray a couple years back.
So the Twilight Zone movie is great because there's 4 segments and each segment's like a very popular director. Steven Spielberg has a segment, Joe Dante has a segment, John Landis has a segment, and I forget who the last segment is. But it's all, you watch the segment and it's so clearly that. Like you can say, oh my God, that's Steven Spielberg. Oh my God, that's Joe Dante. The Joe Dante segment, my favorite. A couple great actors pop up in it. Scatman Crothers.
I'm a scat man. That guy?
What?
I'm a scat.
I have no... I honestly...
Is he a singer?
He's an actor and a singer.
Oh,
he's a singer from like...
The 90s?
From the 40s.
Oh.
He was the guy in The Shining. Scatman Crothers.
I don't know. I'm unaware of
Anyway.
about whom which you speak.
Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Cool.
John Lithgow.
I've never seen the movie. What year?
Who's the guy who did Mad Max? George Miller.
Mel Gibson?
George Miller directed the last segment. I couldn't think of it. But each of the segments is a old segment they did on the Twilight Zone, but they expanded it, and each director does their own little spin on it.
Okay.
It's really great. I loved it. I could see like how purists of the Twilight Zone don't really like it, but it's fun. And Dan Aykroyd's funny.
Always.
And John Lithgow gives like a fucking fantastic performance.
What's it on?
Prime, I think.
Okay.
I think I watched it on Prime.
Okay.
But other than that, I needed to laugh, so I watched Tropic Thunder.
Hell yeah.
I love that movie.
That's just such a good movie.
Yeah, every time I need to laugh, I just throw it on because it's guarantee. And then I don't know why I insist on rewatching World War Z every once in a while. I hate that movie.
Every time you talk about it, you remind us how you hate it.
I don't know. I was like, you know what? I haven't watched it in like several years. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Let me rewatch it. No, I think
That's how they get you.
it's oh my God, it's just insanely bad. It's a well-made movie, but the writing is so fucking terrible, and Brad Pitt gives the most lackluster, boring performance I've ever seen in my life.
Which is funny because like he campaigned for that movie, didn't
he was like, you're not going to make it unless you write a character for me and like make me the main character. So
it just doesn't make sense why his performance is so bland.
It's so bland.
I don't get it.
But yet he's like a god in it. I think that's what bothers me the most is that everything, all the little vignettes they took from the book happened to different people in the book. So they're believable because they happen to different people. But in the movie, they all happen to him. So he's like getting blown up and like in plane crashes and shit. And you're like, how can all of this happen to one person and he survives it all? He must be some sort of god. He's smarter than everyone else in the movie.
Of course he is.
Oh my God. The one scientist slips and falls on his gun and kills himself. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. It's not good. I mean, it is. It's fun.
Maybe you never watch the movie again.
I don't know why I give it a chance every once in a while. Yeah, maybe not. I have the book on my shelf. I should just reread the book.
I do it. I don't know why.
Next time I have the urge, I'm just gonna reread the book. We'll do that instead. It's a better option.
Sounds like a better option.
Yeah, and some of the special effects in that thing. Although I will say they have some of my favorite zombies in that movie. They are terrifying. I don't know if have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
There's this one zombie that like chatters his teeth, and it's so scary.
Maybe that's why you keep watching it, for the small moments that are good.
Yeah, they're my favorite zombies, I think, in any zombie movie.
See, that would bum me out.
Yeah, they're kind of wasted.
That to me is like watching the first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones to know that the 8th season just tears it all apart. Like,
yeah,
my favorite, like I have to watch this movie because my favorite zombies are in it, but the movie itself fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a bad use of zombies. Poor use of zombies. But yeah, that's really it. I've been boring again. I don't know.
I've been pretty boring this week,
too. I need to catch up on my Academy Awards movies at some point.
I cannot believe A Complete Unknown is nominated for Best Picture. I just can't. I can't fucking like how? I don't understand. Like when Kirby and I talk, he'll go through and like figure out, like, be like, I don't understand why this is, because this was the cutoff last year and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've given up trying to figure out how it works.
Yeah, because I didn't think that Nosferatu made any of the Oscar run, but I guess they just didn't campaign enough for it. It didn't really get nominated for anything.
I didn't hear any sort of campaign for it at all.
I thought it just didn't make the Oscars, but Complete Unknown came out almost the same time.
Complete Unknown came out sometime in December, I think.
So did Nosferatu, though.
Yeah, Nosferatu came out on the 25th. I want to say A Complete Unknown came out on the 20th.
You might be right.
And unless there's like a 5-day, the cutoff was within those 5 days. Honestly, seriously, I have zero to say on the subject because I don't know how it works. Because every year it seems like, hey, we're going to change the rules because we want these two movies to be involved. You know, like, fucking, it's just so bad.
Is Kirby gonna come watch the Academy Awards with us?
I can ask him. You know, I don't care much about as long as everyone on that show talks English.
Well, there's a whole movie where they don't talk English, so.
Well, they need to talk English. Anyway.
What have you been watching?
Save the racism for the actual ceremony.
For the actual ceremony and the making fun of the host.
I'm not going to make fun of Conan that much. I highly respect him.
I do enjoy him. I just don't think anyone is successful at hosting the Oscars.
I think there needs to be zero hosts. We've talked about this. I think the show itself is structured in a way with presenters and stuff that you don't need a host.
You know what they took away?
What?
They're not performing the songs anymore.
No musical acts?
No. It's gone.
What the? Why?
Fuck if I know.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, so we also don't have that this year. After, like, I'm Just Ken was a great performance last year. Like, how fun was it? Like, you needed it.
You needed that stuff.
You needed it.
Why did they? Oh, that's a bunch of old white guys in charge, man.
They put beer commercials in the places where those performances should be. Beer commercial. Oh no, Whopper.
BK, have it your way.
As long as it's not the Peyton Manning commercial, I'm fine with it. I can't.
Peyton Manning. He's Peyton.
Peyton.
I love those. I think he's so fucking funny, dude.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of it. Or fumble Rooski. If I hear that one more time, I'm gonna jump a Rooski out the window.
Jumperooski. That was the actual it wasn't Jump Around by House of Pain. It was Jumperooski.
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 Jumperooski. Jumperooski. Jump. And then someone was like, "Man, that sounds like really sissy. Like you gotta thug it up a little bit." I'm gonna Jumperooski.
Jumperooski. What have you been watching?
Okay,
we got a little sidetracked.
I think I've only seen one movie this week. Man from Earth. It's this movie. It was written by Jerome Bixby.
I don't know who that is.
He's apparently a huge science fiction writer.
Okay.
I can't remember. Honestly, can't remember who directed it. Can't remember any of the names of the actors that were in it. But it's the story of a man who has survived 14,000 years. There's like he aged to 35 and then stopped aging and never died. And the whole movie is really, it's one of those things where, what movie? It was Heretic, where I said, I'm not like, it's 90% talking and 10% action, and somehow it's enthralling. This movie is 100% talking with like zero. I mean, they're in one room almost the entire time. And it's, not that it really matters, but like 6 or 7 core actors.
Was it a stage play before it was a movie?
I don't think so.
That sounds like usually.
I don't think so. But it's honestly, first off, it's interesting as fuck because the way they incorporate this guy into moments. One of the characters in the room with them is this Christian lady, and the guy turns out to be Jesus.
Oh. The guy that was alive for 14,000 years.
But he explains it all in a way that like 15 or 140,000? I can't remember. But no, they explained it in a way that it wasn't stupid. And on like the only moment that like I'm more enthralled and interested. I'm not feeling anything like emotional, but like the way the movie is laid out, it's really interesting. The only time I feel anything is when this lady, when someone encourages him to acknowledge that he was telling a story and making it all up, because that particular character didn't believe it. This guy goes, "All right, I'm sorry, it was a joke." And this lady like bursts into tears because she's a devout Christian who just had this man joking about being like, that is the only time I feel anything in the movie. I gave it a 5.
Is this a Christian propaganda movie?
It is not.
Okay.
No, it's not. Far from it. Because that's him being Jesus is only like 7 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
But I gave it a 5 on Letterboxd, and it's not because it's a perfect. It's terribly flawed in a lot of ways. Like a lot of, like he starts telling his story, and one dude gets so up in arms in like the first 5 minutes of it that he goes and calls a psychologist, and the psychologist comes and he says, "Well, we're worried about you," and in your brain you're like, "That's too much." Like they've done nothing. Nothing has happened for them to earn these moments of concern or this elevated emotion. Nothing happened. But aside from all of that, it's interesting.
What made you watch it?
I was doom scrolling on Instagram, and every now and again, like I'll come across like movie like clips or whatever. And then I saw this one. It was about he said, "I can give you the New Testament in 100 words or less," and then he did it. And I thought it was so interesting that, you know, because they never tell you the actual movie on Instagram. So I went to the comments and found out, and it's on Prime, and because that sort of stuff interests me, because I'm not really about, you know, all those teachings and shit. We've talked about this, the whole Catholic Church Randy Newman thing.
Yeah. What is it called? Man
from Earth.
I thought you logged it on Letterboxd, but you didn't. It was on Instagram.
Did I not?
Saw it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll fix that. Yeah, horribly flawed movie with the reactions of the characters, but it's so interesting that I forgave that at least, and it's so creative how they incorporate this dude into moments of history, like even briefly. Like he's got a painting that he's moving. By the way, he says every 10 years he moves on because people realize he doesn't age. As these people come to his house for a goodbye party, he's got this painting leaned up against his car. And the Christian lady goes, "Oh, is that a Van Gogh? I've never seen it before." And he goes, "Someone gave it to me." And she goes, "It looked like the way it's like framed, I guess, is the exact way that Van Gogh framed his. So it's a Van Gogh painting that he gave to this guy."
Yeah.
So there are hints all the way through that, they just they plug him into these interesting pieces, moments of history, even though they're not the biggest moments.
Apparently there's a sequel.
Yeah, there is. It is arriving at my house today because I can't find it. It's on Amazon Prime, but you've got to rent it or buy it. And if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But it's just good. That's the only movie I've seen this week. Aside from that, also doom scrolling on Instagram. I've been watching. I saw clips from the show Suits.
I've heard about it. Never watched it.
I started watching that, and it's good.
Yeah, that's what my mom watches it. She likes it.
I like it a lot. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been watching is just Man from. And honestly, that movie, after I saw it like all the way through once, it really plays through like the ASMR stuff, like softly spoken, like sentences and words and all that. So I actually have been putting it on to go to sleep.
It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's kind of.
Does it really?
That's what it says. 85%.
It's great.
I always forget I don't know the difference between this. Audience versus critic, right?
I think audience is the popcorn.
It's 5 reviews. Well, 85% with 10,000 plus ratings, though.
Yeah. It's worth checking out. And it might not be your cup of tea. You might be if you're waiting for something to happen, stop waiting.
Well, I know he's Jesus at this point.
But I mean, like, if you're waiting for any action, stop waiting.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I mean, I could tell you that he's Jesus, but that's like not even a spoiler, So I've been watching that, or I watched that, and I've been watching Suits, which is a damn good show. Anywho,
this man has not directed anything else worth watching.
Who is it? What's his name?
Richard Shankman.
Yeah, no idea.
This movie has an 80%, 18.5.
Has a what?
This movie has a high rating, 18.5.
What movie is it?
It's called 18.5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said a high rating of 18.5.
No, it has a high rating. It's
Jesus, don't get mad at me. That was really confusing. Fuck. That was confuse-a-rooski. You confuse-a-rooskied me. God damn, dude. Okay, before we get started. We get started.
You didn't do the intro.
I didn't?
No, you didn't. You just started.
What it do, suck a fish? What the fuck's up, titties? Where the fuck you at, Waffle House? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Hey, Leslie, shut your fucking pie hole. Now open up this pit and let me see some fucking carnage, because it's about to get besta, baby. There, you happy?
We're keeping that last bit in, I guess.
100% we are.
Okay. I'm going to say it every week.
It's going to happen. You also, I've gone back to listen to some of our episodes. You were not a fan of What It Do, Suck a Fish for a long time.
Yeah, that was because I didn't understand where it came from.
It's just something I started saying in college.
Yeah, I wasn't like, it's not like it's an inside joke between us. Like, I feel like what the fuck is up, it's not an inside joke, what the fuck is up, Denny's. I mean, it's like, it's a meme, but.
Yeah, we stole that.
Yeah.
Where the fuck you at, Waffle House is all us.
Yes. Like, that's a thing between us. The suck a fish thing was like purely something that you just took from another lifetime.
Yeah, but I also hadn't used it in forever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you want me to take it out?
No, now 4 years later. Like, what?
No. There was a brief moment of panic in your eyes, it looked like. Like,
No,
no!
you can't take that out now. I mean, the best of thing, whatever it is, what it is.
Well, that's
it is what it is.
That's 3 weeks. So, trust me, in another 4 years, you'll fucking love. When the intro is 5 minutes long, you'll fucking love It's About to Get Best of Baby.
Our whole show is just going to be intro.
We've made that joke a few times, and I don't think it's inaccurate. All right, so about this movie. About this movie, I think we're watching BASEketball today.
Oh, yeah.
First off, it is the end of our first franchise of 2025,
Woo!
and it took us 7 months to finish the first franchise of 2024. I mean, it was 10 movies long, granted.
Yeah. I feel like we just watched Endgame.
A little bit.
Because we just basically did.
A little bit. It was... Because right after that, we started Halloween, right?
Yes.
There you go. All right, so we're watching BASEketball today, and I think it is the funniest movie ever made.
I'm excited because I love Matt and Trey. Obviously, we're huge South Park fans.
You can tell, like, so this was... BASEketball is an actual game that Robert Zemeckis...
Wait, Robert Zemeckis is involved in this movie?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
Is it Zemeckis? Hang on 1 second.
He does weird shit, so I wouldn't be surprised.
David Zucker, my bad.
Okay, that
I don't
makes
know.
more
I don't know
sense.
how I got. I mean the Z probably.
Yeah, Z. Not a lot of Z's out there.
Not a lot of Z's out there. David Zucker created the game of basketball with his friends in college, so it's a real game that he made up. And then he wrote a script or whatever, and I guess shopped it around, and it landed with Matt and Trey, and they were so convinced that South Park was going to be canceled by this point that they agreed to do a rewrite
Yeah.
and then star in the movie. I think it was season 3, so they wound up doing South Park during the day and filming this at night.
Damn.
So they were pulling like 20-hour days for a very long time. Which they also did with Team America, you know, like...
Yes.
But
that's true.
first, okay, the work ethic for these guys is unmatched. But also, you can tell that the story is someone else's, but the humor is theirs. Like, when you watch it, you're going to be like, yeah, that's Trey. Yeah, that's Matt and Trey. Yeah, that's Matt. You know? So, I want to go ahead and just fucking start.
How long was that intro?
I don't know. I think less than it usually is.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, 28 instead of 35. It's less.
It's 6 whole minutes off. Proud of us.
I am too. And if I start quoting it too much, let me know.
You know I will. I do remember them playing this on like Comedy Central like all the time when I was younger. But I didn't get on the South Park bandwagon until
later.
Like, I don't know, 10 years ago, so. A Universal picture.
Yeah.
Nothing like that intro.
That is a solid one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, I really fucking hate kind of that we're doing it on the show because it's something you need to sit down and watch and listen to.
The movie?
Yeah, because it's like there's so much that you miss if you're talking over it. Look, but okay, let's just take a second. Look at how young they are.
I know, yeah.
Hey, you want a beer?
The bleached hair.
The
fro.
Since high school.
Oh, cool.
Like Kyle Broflovsky fro.
Well, I hear pillow fight. I immediately go to like women in their dorm room and
I guess.
feathers.
Even though no one does that.
everywhere. They don't. She was definitely on Playboy.
How did they get him to do this? Ew.
How do you think you can keep a straight face when someone throws a chicken in front of the camera? I think when everything's done in good fun, you can get anyone to do anything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? What kind of sandwich could you get at Vagoina Town?
That
Like
was
roast
very,
beef or?
Dude, so much dude acting.
Dude. Love sports figure in the
They
country.
got this guy to do it too.
Robert
It's
Stack, yeah.
insane.
Coding.
You've been laughing a lot for someone who hates the movie.
I mean, it's not funny. I just think it's a bad movie. Wow, he got launched.
You got launched.
Oh, of course. record.
Sometimes I wonder if they're just like walking around the halls of South Park Studios and they'll look at each other and be like, I kissed that dude one time. Right in his face.
Whoa, that sounded like it hurt.
Chris says he thinks that if you don't like Bill and Ted, it's going to be a sad day for us. I think I'm included in the us.
Keanu.
You also like Trey and Matt.
That's true, and I didn't like this.
You liked it. You just didn't love it. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, is it one of my favorite comedies? Definitely not, but I did like it.
Dude.
Stop.
Dude.
This is not gonna happen.
Dude.
Oh, okay. that was very funny.
Gotcha.
Because like, why the fuck not? Everyone's doing whatever Matt and Trey say. They got the Unsolved Mysteries guy. Who I've never seen be funny
You've
at all.
never
He's
heard
always
him
so
laugh,
serious.
but have you ever heard him say fuck?
I've never seen. He's always so serious.
So serious, yeah.
So serious.
I'm telling you, if it's all in good fun, you can get anyone to do anything.
Apparently, they must have at this point too. They had South Park under their belt, right? So they could have said the South Park guys want you to do this.
Remember, because
bit in the
they
movie.
thought they were going to get canceled.
No,
the show wasn't popular though.
Clout.
Not really at
Even
that
after
time.
3 seasons.
Well, it was between the second and the third, and
yeah,
the
okay.
rating. It still wasn't like it was an underground phenomenon. It wasn't like as time because it earned its reputation.
Well, he had a reputation.
I mean, they kind of
right.
Yeah,
like, he had a reputation, I guess.
I mean,
too.
they kind of
not them.
They kind of did because they did something for like Universal Studios where they got like a whole bunch of celebrities to do some dumb shit for like I can't remember what it was, but I guess they had a little bit, but it wasn't the South Park guys want you to do this. It was more just like these two guys who are working with this. I mean, David Zucker is a spoof guy.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I said he has clout.
Right, for stuff like this. And I really, again, it's got to be in good fun. Like no one was mean about anything.
Yeah.
You know, it really
It's clearly not all over the internet because I've never seen some of this. I've never seen the bits with at least the celebrities that are in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
People that I know, I would never expect them.
It did
to
not
say some of the shit they did.
It did not do well in theaters.
No, really?
Look, man. All right. From now on, you choose all the movies. I'm apparently you don't. What other one did I suggest as a wrap up that you didn't like?
I feel like we just don't agree on comedy. I feel like that's the genre we don't agree on.
I don't know.
Unless you really like World War Z, then we don't agree.
We both hated
either.
we both hated Major League 2 and 3.
We consider those comedies. I don't know.
I mean,
they were movies.
they were movies.
At least
all
they were
right.
movies.
So I don't have to ask you what you thought about the movie. Then I don't.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm honestly shocked because I came into this. I did not come into this being like, oh, that movie's gonna suck. I was very excited because I love them, and I'm very surprised that I didn't like this.
I still think that it is because we were talking over it.
All right. I mean, I'll watch it on my own one day.
Give yourself a little time. Don't watch it like tomorrow or whatever, but I encourage you to watch it when there are 0 interruptions.
Okay. I will try to do that. I will do that again.
There's no try. Come on, man.
Okay. Well, I can't do it tomorrow, but I will do it on.
I'm not going to ask you to do it tomorrow.
Didn't you just say tomorrow?
No, I said I'm not asking you to do it tomorrow or next week.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, because you need a palate cleanser. You know, if I watch a movie that I don't like, and then someone's like, "Well, you got to give it another chance," and I watch it like immediately after, I know I'm not going to like the movie. You got to let it like get out of your mind, and then you know,
I feel like I've done stuff
that whole
like
thing
that even on the podcast.
I think
I didn't like that movie, and I watched it again, and I liked it.
I do need to go back. There was one I needed to go back and watch. I can't remember what it was. There are a couple. But I clearly, even though that I have, he says, Chris, you can't give it a year or so. I wouldn't give it a year to rewatch this.
No, then I feel like too much time has passed.
Yeah, and you're dwelling on the fact that you don't like it. Because you're going to get it, like, you're going to dig into that DVD a year from now and be like, yeah, I didn't like this a year ago. Why am I doing this? Because apparently it's not even better than World War Z, and you watch that every year.
Not every. I didn't say every year. I said every once in a while I'll pull it out.
Then
it's been a while.
Every other year or something.
No,
you said.
it's been I did not say any of this.
Yes, you did. I will go back and find it at the
No.
beginning of this episode,
Maybe I said every couple years.
which would be every other year.
No, to
Yeah,
me,
every
couple is like 3 or 4.
And that's a few. A couple, hence like 2 people or a couple is 2.
Whatever. So then it's definitely.
I will split hairs on this.
Oh, so it's a terminology we're arguing over, but
Yeah.
in my I mean that
I know
don't.
what
It's
you
like
mean.
every. When the movie came out 15 years ago, so
Did it?
if I say 8, it's too much. But if I say 3, it's definitely too low. So 6. It's every 6 years. So I've seen the movie twice.
That is not at all how you
It's
presented
not
the
cr-
story
it's not-
earlier.
No, it's
Not at all. You said I think you said every couple of years I
No,
rewatch
it's
it,
not.
which made it sound like
I
you've
think
seen it like 5 or 6 times.
If I were to guess before watching it this year, when was the last time I saw it? It has to be. Obviously, I lived in New York, so it's over 4 years ago. Yeah, maybe 5 or 6
All right.
was the last time I watched it. Anyway,
Would watch World War V vagoina.
Vagoina. I'm gonna see if I can find what's the penis.
Do you have anything else to say about this one?
No, I mean the South Park humor was there. Like they were there. Like it's a very
What
much
was-
their movie.
What was a moment when you said it wasn't where you thought it wasn't South Park humor? Can you recall anything specific? Because I'm trying to figure out what you mean.
I can't think of anything.
Because I think there were a lot
specifically.
of cheap jokes in there, but I think it was mostly them. It had to have been like 97% them.
Or if it wasn't them, you felt that airplane humor.
Yeah, but you said Airplane was a good movie.
Yeah, but so then there's some humor in this movie I just think is cheap and
Okay, all right.
cheapens the movie.
Okay, I got it. I'm legitimately bummed about that, but I get it. I really thought you were gonna enjoy this movie.
I didn't hate it. It wasn't an unpleasurable time, but there was at a point I was like, "Oh my god, I thought this was over."
Yeah, and then I said, "Do you not like this movie?" And you said, "No." So, well then. Well, I do, and I'm probably gonna watch it tonight while I go to sleep. So I guess that'll do it. That'll do it for us on BASEketball. And we're still deciding on our next franchise. So come back next week and we'll have it all figured out.
What did he say?
He says, if you rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here. It was a joke in the movie.
I missed that one, I guess.
There you go. Yeah, we did. We missed a lot. We really did. But yeah, we will see you next week with the start of our second franchise, which we're already coming out ahead on 2024.
Yeah.
That's it for BASEketball. We are Geek Accent. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we'll see you next week with something completely different. Noise. I'm bummed.